We are the
have
Blockbuster Buffs, and we're here to snap summarize a movie.
If you have been listening, you've heard the flash summary, but Matt came up with the ingenious phrase "snap synopsis," which obviously that should have been it from the start. So
I did forget that you said flash summary. Once I heard snap synopsis, everything else went out in my brain.
yeah,
So I'm glad you're excited about it.
I am. When I saw that you posted it on Insta, like snap synopsis or whatever, I was like, oh, that's totally makes so much more sense. And it just really rolls right off the tongue.
Yes, I'm here to serve. You know, we iterate. We're only, 5-6 episodes into this? Oh, no, we're like 7 episodes into this format. We've been doing this segment for that long, and now we're like, let's maybe...
Yeah, finally got it dialed.
Let's just keep changing the name on stuff.
Yep.
I'm always willing to tinker, you know? But anyway, if you're on YouTube, or if you're not on YouTube, we're going to summarize a movie in 5 minutes. We have a timer. It's going to be a whole thing.
Matt's going to take the lead, and we're going to switch off every minute on the minute, or close-ish to that, and see if we can get it done.
Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, there's a skanky boat party in the middle of the ocean, then a shark shows up and starts messing with it, and then, our boy Carter shoots that shark with a harpoon gun, and then he pulls it in, and then he goes back to this weird base called the Aquatica, and then when he gets there, he's like, oh yeah, I don't make waves. I'm not here to save the world. Anyway, he jumps into a shark pen, and then stares down a shark, and then jumps out of the way real quick to pull the license plate from Jaws out of that shark's mouth, and just basically to show hey, I'm the badass here on the ship. That guy is played by Thomas Jane. Meanwhile, Sam Jackson is here to basically, he's funding this thing. He shows up. He's brought there by Susan, who she's basically doing Alzheimer's research at this base, and she's upset that every time she has to explain to her dad that her mom is dead, he takes it like a car wreck. So she's trying to solve Alzheimer's forever. Joe, let's go.
All right, so the goal of solving Alzheimer's is they have to extract a protein from a shark's brain that is able to basically combat Alzheimer's degeneration. That's the goal. So Samuel L. has come to oversee that this is actually happening, and that if it's not going to work, then they are cutting funding. So they are in his lab. Stellan Skarsgård plays this typical smart doctor character.
Jim Whitlock, who pisses into the wind.
Yep. And they are downstairs doing some research on the shark that Carter had wrangled. And at the same time, a huge storm comes in from off the coast and starts wreaking havoc. The communication tower gets knocked out, a bunch of things blow up, and they're all trapped down underwater.
That gets blown up because Jim Whitlock was being medevaced out, and the sharks got him while he was dangling from a helicopter. I think that's important. Anyway, so then the sharks get him. They're swimming with Jim Whitlock under the water. They throw him in his gurney into their observation window. The Aquatica is 3 levels submerged into the water, and the sharks are getting very smart, and they learn they can break this window and destroy the base. So they throw him into the window, they crack the thing, almost all of our characters die immediately, but they're somehow able to make it out, and then they're walking through this base, trying to figure out a way back to the surface, because they're 3 levels deep. Meanwhile, our best friend, LL Cool J, named Preacher, is cooking when this happens, and the whole base starts to shake. He starts to freak out. He's on the level above, and so he starts taking some shots out of a bottle, and then in a few minutes, as he's walking around in chest-deep water, he realizes that the base continues to shake, and he takes it as a sign from God. So he throws the bottle away, and then his tunnel floods. Meanwhile, back with the lab rats. Joe?
So they're trying to get back around through the downstairs. They have no way of getting back up, so the main crew realizes they have to go down to the bottom to try and swim out. That's their best option. They get down there, and on their way, they find out that the doctor had purposely been adding a protein to these sharks in order to enlarge their brains to extract enough of the Alzheimer's curing liquid, but at the same time it made them super, super smart sharks. So that's why these sharks are so good at attacking them underwater. They go down underneath, they try and they get into fights basically. Samuel tries to give a big old speech to bring all the people together, and at the end of middle of his big speech, he gets major chomped on. Shark comes out from under the bottom, pulls him out,
City.
and they go from there.
Yeah, so then they go through the service elevator hatch. Well, it's not an elevator. It's actually like well, it is an elevator, but they go up the service hatch, and they the top's on fire, the bottom's rising, the sharks break in, and then LL Cool J as Preacher saves them, and then he explains to Scruggs the theory of relativity. People, meanwhile, this whole time are dropping like flies. They're getting, there are sharks swimming through the tunnels or through the hallways of the building. People are walking around chest deep water. They finally get kind of to a space where they can possibly drain a stairwell. Meanwhile, they have to swim under to get to the bilge pump, but it doesn't work. So then Preacher says like a crazy prayer, and they just like throw out a few different fire extinguishers to distract the sharks. They swim to the surface, then they get a harpoon gun, they tie it to a battery, and they strap a bunch of dynamite around it, and then they shoot the shark. And then what's her face? Susan uses herself as bait, and then LL Cool J blows it up. And then Deepest Blue has like a shark's fin. We did it.
Beautiful.
So that was our 5-minute summary. If you want to hear the rest of us talking about Deep Blue Sea, next segment's going to be Dunker Defend. Check us out on Apple or Spotify. Also, if you just want to keep listening to these, like and subscribe or whatever you do, and comment to get on the show. Back to you, folks.